Page number 41. Rise of cities and script. Now, long distance trade, rapid transport of goods, and centers of large scale production are factors that brought together people engaged in different type of work. This gave rise to cities. Now, previously village settlements were there. Now, people started living in large area. Production was taking place, and because of the invention of trade and transport, after the invention of wheel, it became possible by using the chariots and carts. Trading was rapid and it was possible up to large extent to the distant area. So this gave rise to the cities. Now when we say village and cities, in those days the difference was wherever people are living in group like village settlement, and there itself they are producing the various material. That means production work is done there itself at large quantity, where raw material is also available, people are there, that means human resources is there in large quantity, and it is easily taken into consideration the trade. So in this way a large group started settling at one places, so this give rise to the cities. Now it became necessary to keep permanent record of expanding trade, because it was increasing, population was increasing, demand was increasing, so there has to be some calculation. How much we are sending, if we are sending the pots to the other place, or if we are taking crops from them or other tools and implements, whatever exchange is going on, so some record has to be there. किती दिले, किती पोते आणले, किती pots विकले किंवा किती आपल्याकडे आले, so all these needs to keep the record. That means some sort of account has to be there. So by now signs and symbols had already come into use for the purpose of record keeping. So हिशोब करण्यासाठी. मग तेव्हा आता नंबर न्यूमरिकल्स नव्हते, they were using other sort of signs and symbols. Broken pieces of clay pots, that is called pot shreds, with such signs have been found in large number during excavation. So whatever they were storing, for example if they are storing wheat crops in a pot, the pots which were very huge in size, so there itself they were doing some sort of marking. A specific mark was made for the rice, for the different crops, for wheat, or the other tools and implements whatever they are giving or they are taking, that means import and export. In this way different signs and symbols were used. So they were not having the books to keep the record, so on the pot itself they were writing it, that means the symbols were drawn on the pots itself. That's why when excavation work was going on, whatever the pot shreds were found on there, on that only we found the signs, various type of signs, which gave us an idea that these people were using such signs and symbols to keeping the record of trade and transport, or whatever exchange of good is taking place. The increase in trade and production and the growth in the volume of record to be kept resulted in much modification and improvement in signs and symbols. Now various things of production they were taking, new things they were preparing, new artists were there. So in this way specific signs and symbol were not giving the result. मग गहू आहे तर वेगळी साईन पाहिजे, राईस आहे तर वेगळ्या प्रकारने ते दाखवलं पाहिजे, पॉट्स जर एक्सचेंज होत आहे, ॲग्रिकल्चरल इम्प्लिमेंट्स आहे, ज्वेलरी आहे, सो मेनी थिंग्स वर ट्रेडेड. सो फॉर वेरियस थिंग्स they need the various signs and symbols. That's why n number of signs and symbols came into existence for the purpose of record keeping. In this way each culture developed its own script. So in this way the script, whatever we are writing, the alphabets, like in Devanagari, Hindi, Marathi we are having A, E. In English we are having different alphabets. Similarly in each languages all over the world we are having different scripts. So in this way the scripts came into existence. Here you can see the picture of wheeled carts and chariots which were used by Mesopotamia people. These are the tools made by sorry toys made by the Harappan people. So from this we get the evidence that they have started using the wheels for the purpose of transport. So these are the toys used by children, they are playing. So here everywhere we can see that the wheels are used, isn't it? बैलगाडी आहे, हे वेगवेगळ्या लाकडाच्या मातीच्या. सो हियर दे आर हॅव्हिंग द व्हील्स. फ्रॉम दिस वी गॉट एन आयडिया that how they were using the wheels for various transportation purpose. Page number 42. Social organization in the ancient cities. It is true that rise in trade had been the major factor that contributed to the emergency and development of cities. Trade वाढत गेला, exchange of goods from various places was taking place. So in this way the culture also was exchanged. Now in a specific region, if the people, for example, they are living near the water body, nadi kiva samudra kati, so whatever natural availability of soil and other factor is there, accordingly they were preparing the various tools, implements, or maybe different types of stones or they are having from the rivers. So they were preparing those ornaments out of it, decorative things out of it. Similarly, if the people are living in the other region where the water resource is not there, so accordingly the geographical factor, whatever things are available, the speciality of this region, accordingly they were preparing the other useful article. So in this way the trade was taken into consideration, and with it exchange of culture also took place in New Stone Age. The faith system rooted in the agriculture way of life continued in the urban way of life too. So previously we have seen that with the emergence of agriculture, belief system have started. They have started believing the various factors in the nature for their agriculture. I have talked about it, that the things which are beyond human capacity, so somewhere he needs to depend on some supernatural thing. जसं पाऊस किती पडेल हे आपल्या हातात नाही आहे, तर मग कुठेतरी मनात एक विश्वास आला की काहीतरी अशी पॉवर आहे की ज्याला आपण रिक्वेस्ट केली तर कदाचित पाऊस येईल. इन दिस वे द बिलीफ सिस्टम हॅव स्टार्टेड. The social life and festival based on agriculture faith system became more elaborated in cities that had prospered because of the rise of trade. So first the village settlement was there, few houses were there. Up to some extent we have seen that in the village settlement, one village settlement, it was many a times that one family, one clan is living there. But with trade the cities came into existence, and also the way of celebrating the festival also came into existence. It was now at large purpose, up to large extent, which was a very great festival. It was celebrated. मोठ्या प्रमाणात साजरे व्हायला लागले. Prosperity was there due to trade, and people were involving in it. Exchange of culture within themselves was taking place. Grand temples were built in many cities. Chief of those temples became the chief administrator of those city. Underline this, very important. So now they have started believing, so they have started constructing the temples. So whosoever was the chief, म्हणजे जो मेन आहे त्या मंदिराचा हेड, so he was the chief of the temple. He was also the chief administrator of cities. That means he was taking the decision relating to working of the cities. कसं चालेल, म्हणजे जसं आता आपल्याकडे मंत्री लोक आहे, मिनिस्टर्स आहे, in those days the chief of the temple was looking after the administration of the cities. He was the head of the city. Later the position of the temple head and that of the king went to the same individual. आणि मग हळूहळू असं करत करत ज्याच्याकडे जास्ती पैसा आहे, पॉवर आली, he became the king. So the one who is having the position of head in the temple, same person was the king. म्हणजे king आणि head of the temple was one and the only person. This was the beginning of ancient urban civilization of the world. We will learn more about them in the next chapter. Now turn to page 43. It is not for exam, but we will just read it, the informative. Rosetta Stone. The inscription known as the Rosetta Stone was discovered in 1799 AD. As the stone was broken, Only a section of the original inscription is seen on it. So this is the stone which was found during excavation in 1799 AD. So here this stone, it is the broken piece of stone. अर्धाच तुकडा आहे, त्याचा अर्धा अजून सापडलेला नाही. But if we closely look here, so these are the inscription 1, 2, 3. These 3 inscription, हे आपल्याला दिसते 1, 2, 3, 3 parts. In this way there is the inscription on the stone, and these 3 are in different इन्स्क्रिप्शन्स, वेरियस स्क्रिप्ट्स. म्हणजे याच्यावरून लक्षात येतं की एकाच दगडावर ह्या वेगवेगळ्या स्क्रिप्ट्समध्ये लिहिलं गेलं आहे. हे 1 वेगळं आहे, 2 वेगळं आहे, 3 वेगळं आहे. द इन्स्क्रिप्शन इज इन द इजिप्शियन लँग्वेज. टुडे द रोजेटा स्टोन इज केप्ट इन द ब्रिटिश म्युझियम इन लंडन. At first sight, it appears to have 3 different inscription in the 3 section, but actually the inscription consists of the same matter in 3 different script. सो असं बघितल्यावर आपल्याला ते वेगवेगळे डिझाईन्स अँड सिम्बॉल्स दिसतात आहे, बट द सेम थिंग इज रिटन ऑन इट. वेन द पीपल हू स्टडी दिस स्क्रिप्ट्स gone through this various type of script, it was giving the same meaning. That means the same material, same content was written in 3 different patterns. The script in the utmost section is ancient Egyptian known as hieroglyphic. Here it is in the Egyptian language. If you see the mummies or the pyramids, there also same sort of inscription is there. Same symbols are used. It is ancient Egyptian. It means scripts of gods. The script in the middle was used for routine documents and it is known as Demotic script. It was simplified form of Egyptian hieroglyph. Same again, it is also the Egyptian, but it was difficult. Now later on, whatever script may be invented, it was simpler to understand. It was again, we can say, the translation of the same. It is called Demotic script. The script in the bottom section is Greek, and then the last one, it is in the Greek, the script of the Greek. This inscription announces the accession of the new king Ptolemy V to the throne. This inscription has special importance as the source of Egyptian history because it became possible to read the forgotten Egyptian hieroglyphic script with the help of other scripts on it. The name Ptolemy's, written in a Demotic script, was read first by the help of Greek script. Because Greek was known to the people, here we are having the written sources of Greek. So with the help of this, because we were able to, or the scientists were able to read this, and by reading this they have related the other two, and they came to know that all these 3 are the same written material in different forms. On reading the word Plotinus, he realized that another name in the inscription from foreign countries or cultures could also be read in the same way. Hence, he first read all the foreign names in the inscription, and based on that work prepared a chart of all the hieroglyphic letters. Thus, Champollion succeeded in reading the forgotten Egyptian hieroglyphic script. So, in this way, the ancient script of Egypt was able to read. Page number 44. There is evidence that copper was used even 7,000 years ago. In regions where copper was rare, it is not possible to use copper in large quantities. Therefore, people in such regions kept using mainly stone tools and implements even though they knew the use of copper, because copper was not available there. Copper objects are found at the ancient sites, such regions, but only in very small number. Therefore, such sites are called Chalcolithic site or the Copper Age sites. Now, chalcos means copper and lithos means stones. So, Chalcolithic name is given. That means they were using copper also, but stone also. They have not left the use of stone because copper was not available there. Although copper is harder than gold, it is still too soft for making the object from it. Now, as compared to gold, it is hard, but still the tools which are made up of stone, they will be more harder. So they need to search for other option, some other material or metal which is harder than the copper. So however, when tin is added to it, it becomes sufficiently hard. The mixture of alloy of copper and tin is known as bronze. So slowly and steadily they discovered that when tin is mixed with copper, the material becomes hard. As I was talking about gold, that pure gold is soft. So we are having different type of category, 22 carat, 23 carat, 24 carat, depending on the alloy what is mixed with the gold to make it little harder so that it can be used in day to day life. Similarly, tin was added to copper and bronze was invented, which is hard as compared to copper. As people in New Stone Age had begun to use bronze in the making of various objects, New Stone Age is also known as Bronze Age. Metals must be melted to make an alloy. Knowledge of how to melt zinc and tin dated goes back thousands years ago before making of bronze. So obviously when they are mixing metal, there is a technique because metal need to be melted first on a very high temperature. So many years ago we come to know that people who have made the bronze instrument and implements, they know how the metals are melted and how it is mixed. So students, we finish with this lesson here. Go through the lesson, read it thoroughly. Thank you.